Hello, today we're going to listen to the new StatsCan report that came out, and I'll show exactly what the StatsCan report is. It's about Indigenous female murder stats and how it's different from the narrative. And we're going to go through this guy, and I do try to keep his voice down to a minimal, and we're going to watch a little bit of the Toronto Sun and go through the real stats. So let's do that.
The National Inquiry into Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women and Girls formally presented their final report on Monday, in which they found that the tragic violence against Indigenous women and girls amounts to genocide.
Statistics Canada came out with a new report last week that should make a profound difference in Canadian public policy, but I'm guessing it won't.
Well, this is the report, and I'll go through his spiel that he's doing there. But this is the report that came out October 4th, and I'll leave the link in the comments below. But they actually looked at the, as you can see here, from 2009 to 2021, the female homicide rate. And what came out of it here is that, as you can see, 87% of the homicides for those years were from people that they knew. And most Indigenous girls were killed by someone they knew. So 81% here they put an intimate partner, acquaintance, family member. That's what came out of this study. And, you know, Trudeau goes through with his genocide. And, you know, I mean, I was thinking about that too with systemic racism. I mean, he already knew it. Color skin did it. Like he knew it when he said it with a genocide. And that's a very, very strong word on there too. But he knew it when he said it, and he didn't even wait for this report to come out. Now that it's out, you know, what's going to come out with it? Nothing. He doesn't need it for anything, this report. He said what he had to say. And if this information gets a little bit more, he'll maybe say something, redacted the information or whatever, but he won't do anything with it that's come out. So it says right there that most Indigenous people, 81% of them knew who killed them. That's what they said. Now let's go back to the audio of the conversation, and we'll go through again the stats on the chart here.
Because the conclusions in the StatsCan report are at odds with the woke progressive narrative on why there are missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls in Canada. You remember the Liberal government, one of the first things that they announced when they came into power in 2015 was they were going to have a national inquiry into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. The narrative at that point was that white society, systemic discrimination within the justice system was minimizing how bad this situation was. There were hundreds of missing and murdered Indigenous women.
Well, I'll go back to the report here. And in here, I just wanted to see some charts on there too. And I don't know why it takes, 2009 to 2021. Like that is a long time too, right? Like 12 years. Like I'm a bit surprised they didn't do this per year, to not have the assumption of what happened on there. So if we go down here, and let's look at some charts here, not that one, here, this one. I'll hover here for a moment. And I was going through this too, and these are the number of homicide victims. So homicides of Indigenous women. So this is women, the number of women that are killed in the last 12 years. That's what those numbers are, the 1,600 plus the 500. So it's about 2,100. That's actually, before I go down even on the stats here, if we're saying 500 out of 2,100, so that means 25% of all females murdered in Canada are Indigenous. Like, I don't know, to me that seems like pretty high, because I don't think Indigenous is 25% of the population there. So that's actually... if you look at it like that, I don't know what the population of Indigenous in Canada is, but it's not 25%. And so I think it's a lot less, but that's actually pretty big. So 25% of all women killed in Canada are Indigenous Well, that's what it says. Now, victims of homicide charges were laid. So 80% here have been charges were laid. And number of cases in court, 200. I don't know how it goes from 500 down to 200, but I don't know. I'll leave that. Guilty decisions, 50%, 55%, 55%. Adult cases sentenced into custody. So that means that the people that have been charged with the murder, that a lot less of them actually go to jail and do it. So I'm not sure if this has to do with, I won't say it, but I don't know. It just seems very odd. Why if someone actually did the homicide, why they wouldn't be put in jail. Anyway, that is the data I wanted to go through and to see where that guy got it. I'm not going to go through this whole thing on here too, but you'd expect Trudeau to say something, or PMO office to say something, but they won't, because it doesn't fit their narrative. And if they came out with this information in 2015, they knew exactly what the answer was, then why? You already knew what skin color did this 2015, and then you wait all this time to come out with this report, and it's just saying what most people that would know anyways if they just interviewed them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll put the link of the Toronto Sun article as well. Thanks for watching.